Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation as always to the elect. All right, and this is volume 2, all right, of Manners and Customs of the Bible. And this book is written by James M. Freeman. All right, it says a complete guide to the origin and significance of our time-honored biblical tradition. All right, now the R is ultimately for the Israelites. Okay, and this custom I'm going to get into today, all right, is one that we've always read about when reading Genesis the 49th chapter, speaking of Judah. What does it say? Milk highly esteemed. All right, and it's quoting Genesis 49, all right, and 12. It says his teeth white with milk. All right, and when you go into the custom, it says this is meant to represent the pastoral wealth of Judah. Okay, because the priesthood would ultimately come out of Judah, all right, which ultimately is Yahweh Shai, who came from the loins of David. Okay, now it says milk is in the East a very important and highly valued article of diet. Okay, it says in India, it is sometimes said of a rich man, he has an abundance of milk. A saying somewhat similar to this, but more closely resembling the text, is applied to one who has plentiful supply of milk. His mouth smells of milk. Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down and crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall be the gathering of the people, binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the bloods of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. All right, now this is Jacob speaking to his sons about what will befall them in the latter days. All right, and within this prophecy, he's speaking of Judah, in which when you read Deuteronomy the 33rd chapter, it lets you know that the blessing of Judah, all right, would be that he would be responsible for his brethren gathering unto him. All right, now within this blessing and prophecy that that Jacob is speaking, all right, here in Genesis the 49th chapter, all right, he speaks of the Messiah, okay, who is Shiloh. Now, what does Shiloh mean? Okay, Shiloh means peace. Okay, Shiloh, Shalawah. All right, and let's get the meaning of it. It says, he who it is, that which belongs to him, tranquility. All right, tranquility, which is basically peace. Let's look up this word tranquility. All right, the quality or state of being tranquil, calm, peace, peacefulness, restfulness, repose, calm, calmness, quiet, quietness, stillness, composure, calmness, serenity, and peace, which is coming to the nation of Israel. All right, now as we understand in the scriptures, there's a way that that peace is going to come, and that peace is going to come through the Prince of Peace, which is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, the son, the only begotten son of the Most High Yahweh. Okay, now going back here as we read down, you know, it gives prophecies of how he would come, you know, lowly. All right, but then it gives prophecies of how he's going to come back and destroy the heathen, which is why it says he washed his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes, which can be linked to Revelation the 19th chapter. All right, and also linked to Isaiah 63. Okay, because he came lowly, but when he comes the second time, he's not going to meet these heathen in this world as a man. All right. Now, the point I wanted to focus on here, okay, is verse 12. It says, his eyes shall be red with wine. All right. Meaning he drunk a lot of wine, much more when he brings peace to the nation of Israel. Okay. As it is written, okay, Psalms 104:15, and wine maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine. All right, we use oils, not Vaseline and lotion. It says, in bread which strengtheneth man's heart. Okay, the trees of the Lord are full of sap, the cedars of Lebanon, all right, which he hath planted. Okay, and when we get our kingdom, okay, wine, okay, oil, bread, and all of these various different things that were heavy parts of our custom, we will have them in abundance. Okay, because let's not forget, Yahushua told his followers, all right, in Mark 14:25 and a few other places, it says, verily I say unto you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine until that day that I drink, all right, it new in the kingdom of God. Okay, so we're going to sip wine with the Messiah, and we're going to be happy. Peace and tranquility will be brought to the nation of Israel through Yahushua, man. All right, and as he drunk a lot of wine when he was came, all right, on the earth the first time, all right, well, when he returns and receives the kingdom, all right, he and us, all right, will drink wine in abundance. Okay, and we will be happy. We will have peace. We will have feast. All right, we will be in our kingdom, and we will have all of these things of the earth in abundance. All right, because wine comes from what? The vine, the grape, the cluster. Okay, those things are of the earth. Okay, one more scripture real quick. Okay, this is Zechariah 9:17. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty. Corn shall make young men cheerful, and new wine the maids. So we're gonna be happy. Okay, and abundance is gonna come unto the nation of Israel. All right, and all of these things come of the earth, man. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes 10:19. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry. All right, meaning we're gonna be in our rulership, man. Okay. And the priesthood of this world enjoy wine, but they enjoy it for wicked purposes. Okay, I'm talking about they got bottles that are $1 million bottles. Okay, how much more when we get in our kingdom? Okay, and we're gonna have an abundance of the earth, which will be the money. Okay, but money answereth all things. So a feast is made for laughter, as it says in Sirach. Okay, wine, all right, and music make it the heart merry, which will have all of that in abundance. Okay, but the love of wisdom is above them all. So these things they all have their place and purpose, man. But the point is, they all come from the earth, and we're gonna have, all right, under Yahushua, the earth in our possession, man, because we're gonna be joint heirs. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes 5:9. It says, moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. So the king himself is rich, all right, and made a king by the things that he possessed of the field, the world, the earth. Okay, and what's in the earth? Cattle. And what do cattle bring forth? All right, and we're gonna have cattle in abundance once Edom is taken out of the way. All right, but let's read this verse again. Genesis 49:12. It says, all right, his eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Okay, teeth white with milk. All right, symbolic of the fatness of the earth that is coming unto the nation of Israel, man. Okay, through Yahushua. Okay, meaning he's gonna have riches out of this world. Now let's get a few other precepts to link with this. Let's get first Isaiah 12 or Isaiah 7:22. All right, Isaiah 7:22 reads, okay, it says, and it shall come to pass for the abundance of milk, all right, that they shall give, he shall eat butter, all right, for butter and honey, all right, shall every one eat that is left in the land. Now, when you go up, okay, this is speaking of through Yahushua, okay, because he is that child that would eventually come through the nation of Israel, okay, through a virgin, okay, and he would be called what? Emmanuel, meaning God is with us, and through him God will be with us, because the law, statutes, and commandments will be written in our inward part, man. Okay, it says butter and honey shall he eat, all right, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. Okay, and when you keep reading down, it speaks of how he's going to bring the nation of Israel, all right, back together as one, man. All right, and we're going to have the fatness of the earth, man. But as you read down, let's read it again. All right. In verse 22, it says, and it shall come to pass for the abundance of milk. So we're going to have an abundance of milk. All right, that's how you know, all right, that in the ancient world, if you had an abundance of milk and meat, all right, you were of the upper elite class. Okay, so the old saying, his teeth is white with milk, all right, means the abundance and riches, all right, that this man has. So it shall come to pass for the abundance of milk that they shall give, he shall eat butter. And butter was a very important, all right, custom, all right, in the ancient world. All right, churled butter. Okay, they ate it with their bread, which they ate with every meal. Okay, and we're going to eat good in the kingdom of heaven. It says for butter and honey, all right, which honey comes from the earth. So we're going to have the fatness of the earth as it was prophesied and promised unto Jacob. Okay, let's get that real quick. All right, Genesis 27, as it was promised to Jacob. All right, verse 28. Therefore God give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. All right, and out of Jacob shall come the star. All right, as it is written in the book of Numbers 24, I believe. Okay, and through him, all right, would be how we would get this, man. Okay, and that's why it says he's going to rule over the house of Jacob, because he came out of Jacob ultimately. Now, let's look up this word fatness, okay, because milk is ultimately a fat. Okay, so the word is mashman. Okay, it says fatness. All right, fat, peace, fertile place, richly prepared food, fat, fatness of peace, olive oil. All right, stout, vigorous. Okay, fertile spots or places, and we're gonna have the fatness of the earth, man. All right, in our possession under Yahawashi, man. Strong, healthy, full of energy. All right, strong. Our rulership is going to be a strong rulership, and it's never, all right, going to be taken down, man. So that was promised, all right, to Jacob, man. Okay, and his descendants. But there's a process of how that would happen. Now, real quick, the Hebrew word for milk, all right, is chalab. Chalab. It says milk, sour milk, cheese, milk, but metaphorically, what is it? Abundance of the land. Okay, abundance of the land. Metaphorically, it means abundance of the land. Okay, and the root, fat, choicest, best part, abundance of products of the land. See that? Of products of the land. Okay, so right here we see, all right, what this metaphorically means. Now let's get Jeremiah. I should have brought that milk definition out first, but hey, the spirit is the spirit. Jeremiah 11:5 says, all right, it says that I might perform the oath which I have sworn unto your fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey. Now, does that mean when you walk into the land, milk is going to be flowing from, you know, the waterfalls are going to be waterfalls of milk? Now in the kingdom, if you want a milk waterfall, hey, you could have that. But ultimately, it's just speaking of the land is going to be, we're going to have the fatness of the earth. And ultimately, you know, Yahawashi promised our forefathers, even, you know, at the time of Egypt, you know, that we would be blessed with the land of milk and honey. And that promise still stands. Okay, honey. All right. The Hebrew word for honey, let's look that up real quick. All right, dabash. Okay, it says honey. Okay, honey. All right, and honey is sweet. Okay, and I believe honey and milk are two of the things mentioned in the book of Sirach that were, you know, beneficial, all right, and needful for a man to sustain himself. Okay, so but we're gonna have the whole earth flowing with milk and honey. Okay, but it's all gonna start with that promised land that was promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And once we're planted there as one, all right, when Yahweh Shai sits on the throne of David, okay, and we're established as a government, all right, it's own, all right, the earth will be ours, man. Okay, let's see here. So verse 6 says, then the Lord said unto me, proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, saying, hear ye the words of this covenant and do them. And that's what we're doing. Ultimately, we're letting our people know that, look, we're about to ball out, but our people are chasing the bag to their own destruction and confusion. Meanwhile, look what's promised unto us if we are just obedient. Okay, Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58 and 13. All right. It says, let's see here. It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, all right, and call the Sabbath a delight to the Holy One of Yahweh, all right, honorable, and shall honor him, meaning you're obedient, all right, not being disobedient like you have a lot of guys doing, but I'm not even going to go there. It says, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Okay, which Israel has a legacy of doing those things. But the remnant, okay, to whom, all right, the first dominion is coming, all right, that will have the spirit to do this, what's going to come to them? It says, then thou shalt delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father. What was promised to him? The fatness of the earth, man. All right. For the mouth of Yahweh have spoken it, man. Okay. Genesis 18. Okay. And let's see if we can find a good spot, man. Okay, because this is when Abraham fed the angels, all right, and brought them into his house. Now, we'll start at verse 1. It says, and Yahweh appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent of the door in the heat of the day. Now, a quick side note, that custom, I'll read it out of the book. It says, noon, all right, is the hour of rest among the Orientals. All right, when the sun is at its height, all right, the wind often becomes softer and the heat more oppressive. Then the dwellers in tents may be seen sitting in the door, all right, or reclining, all right, in the shade of the tent. All right, it is also the hour for dinner. All right, it says, some travelers say that in the East, all right, they would eat by the door of the tent in order to notice a stranger passing by and invite him in to eat with them. In the case mentioned in the text, all right, Abraham had probably dined and was resting after dinner. Okay, so this is an ancient custom as well. All right, when you see it say he sat in a tent in the heat of the day, the tent of the door, the heat of the day, it says, and he lifted up his eyes, all right, and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet, all right, them from the tent of the door, and bowed himself towards the ground. He bowed himself towards the ground. All right. Now these were angels. All right. And it says, and said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away. All right. I pray thee from thy servant. All right. So in the spirit, he understood that of these 3 angels, all right, was a very, very important person. Thus he bowed himself. All right. Now it says, let a little water, I pray thee, be fetched, and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. All right. Which was, you know, showing you the brotherly love we had in the ancient world. And this is what's coming back, man. You know, when is the last time outside of a brother, all right, you were just somewhere, all right, and someone offered, all right, to nourish you in this way? But anyway, it says, I will fetch thee a morsel of bread and comfort ye in your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, All right, for therefore ye are come to your servant. All right, for those who have ears, it says, and they said, so do. All right, and thou hast said, as thou hast said. All right, so they accepted. And Abraham hastened unto the tent unto Sarah and said, all right, because also, you know, ancient customs, the way houses were set up, the men had his own part in the tent. All right, and the women, you know, and the children had their section of the tent. All right, the man cave is nothing new. All right, and that's actually an ancient custom as well, but I won't bring that one out. It says, and Abraham hastened unto the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready, all right, quickly, 3 measures of fine meal. All right, because Abraham, we understand, he was rich of the field, man. He was rich, man. Abraham, all right, had it, man. Had abundance. Okay, and when we get in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna have way more than Abraham had. We're gonna have way more than Job had. It said, hey, the least of these, all right, speaking of Israel, shall be greater than Solomon, man. How can you fathom that? Okay, it says, knead it, all right, and make cakes upon the hearth, all right. And Abraham ran unto the herd, so he had the herd, he was rich of the earth, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it to a young man, and he hastened to dress it. And he took butter, all right, showing you that was important, and milk, all right, and the calf which he have dressed, and set it before them. All right, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. All right, so milk was one of the things. All right, one of the it was a part of the meal. Okay, and meat was a part of the meal, but Abraham was far, all right, above a lot of people in riches, man. All right, milk and meat were in the ancient world very, very rich men had those things in abundance. Common people didn't have these things in abundance in the ancient world. Okay, but to show you, all right, that, you know, Abraham had it, man. All right, and that milk was it was important for him to feed, all right, you know, the calf, all right, butter and milk into these men with bread. Showed you how important that was, man. That had to be a good meal. All right. And it's a beautiful thing that the angel told Abraham when you read down. All right, but I'll do that in another lesson. All right, now this is off of Bible Hub. This is John Gill's, all right, commentary. I'll just jump to the point. It says, and his teeth white with milk, denoting the fruitfulness of his land, producing fine pastures on which flocks and herds fed, all right, and gave abundance of milk. Okay, and so Onkelos paraphrases the whole verse. His mountains shall be red, all right, with his vineyards, and his hills shall drop wine, and his valleys shall be white with corn and the flocks of sheep. All right, and much the same are the targums of Jonathan and Jerusalem. The mythical sense may respect Hamashiach and his people, all right, and be expressive of the purity of his nature, life, and doctrine, and the holiness of his members, their faith and conversation. All right, so these things have many, all right, meanings symbolically and spiritually. Okay, but to end it off, I'll get, all right, Psalms 144. Okay, and then we'll get one more after that, you know. Psalms 144 and 11, it says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, and Yahushua is going to do that. Okay, as it says in Luke, the 1st chapter, he's going to deliver us from our enemies. That's what he was set for. Or that's a part of his job. Okay, that's a part of his blessing. He is the deliverer, right? Yahushua. He is salvation. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood, which is Esau, Edom. Okay, and once Esau is destroyed, this is what's going to happen for us, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full, according to all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, and that there be no breaking in nor going out, and that there be no complaining in our streets. All right, because we're going to be at peace. All right, through Shiloh. Happy is he. All right, happy is that people that is in such case. Yea, happy is that people whose God is Yahweh. All right, and he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. All right, now end it off here. All right. This is speaking of Yahushua after he opened the seals and gave us the new song, right, through the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit. Revelation 5:12. All right, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. All right, so Yahushua, all right, is going to be the richest man on the planet. All right, the top man, the richest man, but under him, all right, we're going to be joint heirs, man. So we're going to have riches. Okay, we're going to have a possession of the heathen as he will have possession of the heathen. That's his blessing. The fatness of the earth will come to us through Yahushua. So going back to Genesis, all right, the 49th chapter, all right, which I can keep going, but the point was made. All right, Genesis 49:12, his eyes should be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. All right, now we have the understanding on that. Hopefully I will edify. Shalom.